Come on, come here, boy. Come on, come here, boy. Come on. You freaky dog. I don't need to analyze every word that comes out is a lie. Make it look like you're so ice. You won't make it to the finish line. Now if you gotta know the truth was gonna let you go. You was fine, never mind, unpredictable. Fade eye off the ground, you ain't no one. You a star, blow it up like supernova. In the nighttime, hit my hotline. Sharing secrets, you was really was part your life. Basic bullets, with no bullets. Does your wifey know you're begging for my notice? Promise you're the same, running for the meds. Show you like my vibe, pass my candy on my wrist. Bad habits, little rabbit. Now sit down, you can have it. I see it when you walk my way. Nice big head, come and play with me. Freaky dog, got a whole lot of love for my dog. I see it when you walk my way. Nice big head, come and play with me. Freaky dog, I'll show how freaky you are.
So I'm just gonna be away for 1 hour. Please don't break anything. And I might have a surprise for you.
Give me a miracle. Added a syllable. Talking about big cash, that's the minimum. I'm done with this trash. Hard to be critical. Show me your mental state before we get physical. Pour some water in your cup, let it drip, drip, drip. Now look straight into my eyes and you sip, sip, sip. It's about time that you shine. Take off that leash so that we can have some fun. I see it when you walk my way. Nice big bed, come and play with me. Freaky dog, got a whole lot of love for my dog. I see it when you walk my way. Nice big bed, come and play with me. Freaky dog, now show how freaky you are. I see it when you walk my way. Nice big bed, come and play with me. Freaky dog, got a whole lot of love for my dog. Freaky dog, got a whole lot of love for my dog. Freaky dog, got a whole lot of love for my dog.
Don't you wanna have fun? Fool around someone? 'Cause don't you wanna have fun? Don't you wanna have some fun?
Yeah, his baby said that they don't got a future like it burns. So give him something worse to kill his head with, make him forget somehow. Might be that another day she would have wished he stayed, but they're done. Sorry, this won't be enough this time. Yeah, he's calling all his friends to get some action, distract him right now. He's fine, got Lucy on the line, let's get this started. Where's the party tonight? I feel good, nothing weighs me down. I can't believe my luck right now. Red eyes while he said, don't you wanna have fun? Fool around with someone? Don't you wanna have fun? Never mind my dumb heart, it needs a little kickstart. 'Cause don't you wanna have fun? Don't you wanna have some fun? Don't you wanna have some fun? Ooh, who needs a job to pay the rent? He's busy. Gotta feel free sometimes, but what doesn't make you will only make you stronger if you believe what they say. Might be that another day she would have wished he stayed, but they're done. Red eyes while he said, don't you wanna have fun? Fool around with someone? Don't you wanna have fun?
Mic check, testing 1 2 1 2. Striga says it sounds good. Alright guys, I'm running just a little bit late getting this stuff by messing around with this OBS, Open Broadcast System software. And man, did I screw some things up. So I think I got it fixed, or at least enough to get by through the show anyway. Still trying to figure this stuff out as I go. And wow. Those little gremlins come out at just the right time, don't they? So we got DeFi guy in the house, not a member. Good to see ya. Striga Heart. Javid. Hey, Zero Soda's in the house. Segura will probably be the third fighter in the Mark Zuckerberg versus Elon Musk match, where both Mark and Elon will choke slam him together. I like that. Appreciate your commitment. You've been live almost every night. Yeah, this was kind of the plan from the get-go. It just took a while for me to get used to come up to speed on it. Still trying to do this. But so far it hasn't been that big of an issue. Again, I can't promise I can beat every night, but looks like I'm trying to do that. This is the time of night when I'm normally just out here doing what we're doing anyway, so, you know, unexpected things or something like that may come up and I may have to skip them and everything, but generally I'm going to try to broadcast something around this time. But I'm glad to have you guys here. Glad that you see that there's some value here. Uh-oh, I forgot to switch girls. But guess we can quit playing around here. It is 6 after. We can go ahead and get started here. Just got to turn off the girls here and the teddy bear. I'm trying to find a graceful way to do all this at once, and clearly I screwed that up tonight and almost didn't get started. Or, you know, maybe it's still screwed up. Where did she come from? All right, dude. Clearly, there has got to be a button to control this. What does this do? That works, but I just want a button for it, man. Come on. All right, guys. Well, the day's kind of green, right? That's got to be a good thing. Bitcoin's just kind of traded sideways, kind of like what we thought over the weekend. Low liquidity. Got some, you know, some moves out of altcoins. I mean, we're not anywhere back near where we were before, but if you've been buying on the lows, then you're probably up a little bit. And if you've been hiding on the drops, then you're probably thinking, oh man, can we just get back to break even? So it's just one of those kind of situations. Striga says, is it a full moon? Yet, I don't know. I actually have not been keeping up with that. The chart shall tell us, though, if we go there. Oh, crap, I don't have it on there. I cannot give you an answer at the moment. Currently, I'm still fighting with this machine right here in front of me. That's why we haven't made that much progress yet. Well, that belongs, and that little guy belongs. All right, let's come over to the Bitcoin chart, see what's going on the daily here. Still up kind of nice. Look at this, we had this red dot here with divergence, and we're just kind of smooth sailing that along. Stochastics just kind of just floating in the breeze there. Getting dangerously close to a green dot coming up here on the daily. Oh, here we go. Same thing was happening on the weekly. It's starting to look so scary. So I'm curious to see how this turns out. MACD's looks kind of topped out there, yet we're going up on my candles. Now the weekly close was today, and if we go back and look at the regular candles, we can see we just had a doji here saying indecision, and then this is our new candle, which you know, so far so good, going to the upside. Can't complain about that. Switch it over to the Heikinashis, and you know, we just got a big old giant candle saying strong, and we're above it. So kind of interesting to see the difference between the two there. However, the weekly indicators, that very impressive flip-flop here on the MACD. Hoping we see something like that on the daily. And everything's set to go. VWAP is coming, you know, it's kind of angled down just a little bit, but money flow's still coming in, everything else still going up. VWAP is probably kind of helping us stay sideways a little bit. But Bitcoin, being Bitcoin, doing what it do, we do have volume going up, or price going up, and volume coming down a little bit on the 4 hour. So that's usually like for a week move there. Checking our MACD, it's trying to do something. It wants to do something. So MACD looks good. I like that. Let's scoot on down here to this 1 hour where moving averages just look beautiful. I mean, it's a little high up there, right? We're way above this 9, so there's always going to be that chance for a pullback. And currently that's at 30,632. But man, they are in order, ready to fly on the 1 hour. So lining up good. We've just got to break out of this area here. So let me zoom back to the 4. I'm jumping around, I know. But just trying to establish our pattern, because we got a bunch of wicks up here with a bunch of sell pressure just throwing us back down, almost putting us, well, basically into a range here that we've just been in. So there's been some definitely good trades to be had there. And looking at pretty much this range from around 30,000 up to about 31.2. 31.3. So I do expect big things for Bitcoin, but you know, there may still be a few more opportunities here to maybe shorten down or take a long up to these areas. Just keeping that in mind as we go sideways with Bitcoin, which is really helping our altcoins out. Taking a total 3 look. Just keep going up, baby. We got a breakout, and the volume's kind of low, so I'm concerned about that, but we're above the 9 on the 4 hour so far. Got our golden cross here, where the blue 50 crossed over the 200, the yellow. Very good. Now, we got to have a little bit more of a push to get this 100 over there, and then we should start seeing some bigger action if that happens. Definitely would be welcome. But I do see rising price and volume, so just keeping my eye on this. The good sign that we got here is we're above the 50, so our next area on the daily chart would be to test this area at the 200. So, you know, a couple, I don't know what we say, another 13, 14 billion coming to the market over the next few days, hopefully. Sierra says, I think it may stall a bit before some big news. Are we talking about Gensler? I had read that was fake news, but now I'm seeing more and more stories come out with that he resigned. The one of them was dated 2 days ago, so I'm like, well, a little slow in coming for. The first I heard about it was today, and it was starting to stem from tweets and rumors. Guess we'll have to see if that plays out. Well, I hope so. He does not need to be there. He's just bought and paid for puppet man. Got Grizz in the house now? How's it going, Grizz? Trigger says, I'm seeing the green on Pepe 2.0, but I can't swap it. You can't swap it? Is there a problem with the DEX or something? So total 3 right here. You can see kind of still looking at that potential inverted head and shoulders that could very well play out here. So I'm hoping for a bump in altcoins. One thing that I did want to go over, let me pull this up. I turned this off because it's been beeping me like crazy. I think I got all the alerts turned off but certain ones. And Telegram, I tell you, folders are a lifesaver, man. You put things in folders, then you can actually navigate. You keep them out of folders on there, man, you got crazy stuff going on. But I think I put it over here in the lounge. We're talking about KuCoin and everything like that, kind of the KuCoin migration and everything. But, you know, I've been looking into this, and I think a lot of everything going on is FUD, because I'm not finding anything that's saying it's going to, you know, they're going to stop serving U.S. citizens. Nothing saying like that. I mean, eventually, I'm sure that may come up, because they seem to be stepping into the same steps that Binance went through. Binance also had to do this KYC thing, giving you these options, right? And then you do that, and then you're fine, and then you're fine as long as you have a VPN, and then all of a sudden, well, we can't serve you anymore. So there may be something like that down the road, but I'm not seeing it now. But I have been taking this opportunity to trim my bags down and get some things in order. So it's been a good thing. So I'm doing that just in case I'm wrong. But I've been looking close, and because I had already given them my driver's license information. I gave them what we needed to do to KYC when I opened up the account. I didn't know any better. I didn't know you didn't have to do it. But they tell me that I'm in a certain category. So, and I'm cool with it. If I get to stay here in this category, I'm cool. I don't think I can withdraw over 1 Bitcoin or something like that, and I can't have over 20x leverage. It was like a tier 2 or something like that. But I think for people in my situation that everything will still be the same, and I think for the people who just need the KYC that they would be bumped up to this tier, and then we just kind of have to see what goes from there as far as regulation. But I see nothing about entering US things. That's just been more people's opinions and comments, I think, which was a good kick in my pants, because I need to trim some of that stuff down just in case something like that happens, because it happened to me 2 or 3 times last run. So it's not fun. You end up losing and having to close trades, and it's not a good thing. Pay all the gas fees to move things, and figure out what you're going to do with the coins you can't find wallets for. I mean, it's a mess. But Total 3 looks like it's got promise here. We currently look like we're in depending on how you want to look at this. I mean, I've got another trend line here. It looks like we're coming down and retesting it, that we're basically just in a descending channel here, which is bullish in itself for an upward breakout. We still are under that daily, so it's got some work cut out for it to do, but hopefully we'll see the benefit in our altcoins. Bitcoin dominance still coming on the downside just a little bit there. Had that bearish break 4 hours saying it's ready to come down some more, that red dot that just got confirmed. And I can see that because these moving averages are getting ready to kamikaze this 100 moving average. 9's getting ready to get it, followed by the 21 and the 50, and we're hopefully headed back down to 49 in these areas. So maybe we'll see our altcoins come back to where they were before, and then we can also reap rewards from all the profits for where we jumped in when they were on the down low. I mean, that's what these guys did, right? That's whale talk. There was a time when all that happened and I'd be scared, and I'm like, oh God, my whole count's going down, everything's going down. I just sell now, and now I'm like, oh wow, crypto's on sale today. What do I need to pick up? Still looking at AGIX here. It got down to around $18, $19. Hopefully you guys scoop some of that stuff up because I think it's got legs, baby. May sound like a little hopium, but I'm just saying, I think it's got some legs. Technically got a breakout out of this falling wedge here, and we've just reclaimed. Well, we've reclaimed it for a while. We just retested the 200 moving average. 21's getting ready to cross that. That could be an early buy signal. Your official buy signal will be when the 50 crosses it, and that it's probably coming in a few days. All the indicators are very happy, very excited. They have taken their Viagra and they are just getting aroused. So expect a big indicator boner to be coming here in a few days. Oh, look, it may have already started right there. Let's go to this 15 minute. 15 minute. It looks pretty. 24.8 was a great spot. She's on her way up. Where are we headed, AGIX? Because I need some take profit points. I'm still trying to save my Bitcoin here. And I'm looking at, of course, 2639, which we've touched and we should touch again very shortly. 38 cents is the next real level I'm looking at. I mean, you can take this area into account here, and this will probably be really 30 cents, 30.5 cents. When these two moving averages kind of bump heads, we should mark that. That's really going to be... That's going to be the first challenge, Proto. Look for the line of valor, the line of the color purple, and break ye from it, go above, stomp on its head. I think you can do it, Frodo. Come on, baby. AGIX. So this area about 30 cents, kind of looking for a little headache there, but we'll see what we got going on there. And then next target 38, and then basically about 48. Zero says, could you look at the bottomless XDB? It does feel bottomless, doesn't it? Who's got the most information here? I would say, well, let's just stick with KuCoin here. What a messy chart. Well, you know, it's leveling out and it still hasn't made it down to my target. Hopefully it won't. Let's drag this line out a little bit. If it makes it back inside this channel, hey, that's a good sign. But I mean, it dropped down to 3 zeros, triple zeros, and 47.7. And then it's just been hanging out at 0005 around that area. Hadn't really made it past the fives. Daily says it's, you know, should see some upside. Stochastics are still at the top, so I don't think that is the greatest sign for a strong up move. You really want to find when you're touching the bottom trend line and you got your stochastics down at the bottom, hopefully turn into the upside, and also your RSI down at that bottom, hopefully turn into the upside. That's when you know you got a good chance of catching the bottom at the right time. But when they're not in a line like that, well, it could be a strange ride. And the stochastics being up that high tell me that it's probably still going to be a strange ride. I don't think it's the time yet to get into it. Now you might be able to do some small trades because it does look like it is in kind of a range here. This area up to just right below 0006, and where we're hanging out here 0005. So it looks like that's what they're doing. The powers that be that have just shorted this to death and whatever else. I mean, there's not much left money-wise for the team to claim, is there? I was thinking this was like so beat down. There's like only, is there even $1 million left in it? That's just, I mean, that's not a good sign for a project that is being managed properly at all. It was showing those signs way early too. Whatever. 20 billion. I don't even know how accurate this stuff is. What a, yeah. 1.5 million. That's the market cap, 1.5 million. So, I mean, the biggest clue to me was with GitHub, and we can check that. Maybe something's changed, but when you don't see development happen, and you know, it was January 31st, 2022 when they did just a little update. There was a last update. They have not been developing during the bear market. That's a bad sign. The ones that are going to do good are the ones that are actually working during the bear market. If they're floating or doing something like that, they just obviously don't care. Which brings us, so as far as this one, seriously, I would look at maybe trading in a range. And if it's ever going to do any better, I have no idea. The team has got to, they've got to do something. They've got to have a product, or they've got nothing to work with. I mean, they got $1.5 million worth of coins out there. I think they've already made out. If it does make a comeback, it should change its name to Lazarus. There's another one that I made a video on before, and I've got some, but I've noticed that KuCoin's getting ready to delist it. So depending on if you're into the KuCoin FUD or not, it may not make a difference whether you can trade there or not. I personally think that we're going to be okay for a while. Yet I am still taking precautions and doing stuff I needed to do anyway. But Opacity, I think it is going to be delisted from there. And that just leads to the question, well, you know, where all can you trade it? Because certainly if there's not places to trade it, there's not people to buy it to make the number go up. Which kind of puts it on death row in a way, or sick bay. So just covering this one as a safeguard. It's actually, it was at 0.008 earlier today. So, I mean, it's an interesting one to take a risk on. 130 million with a 900, less than a million market cap now. That's what it looked like before. It's hit highs of 58.60 cents. But if KuCoin is going to delist it, then we're left with, you know, decentralized, which a lot of people like that. A lot of people are cool with that. That's not my stomping ground, so I can't make a comment on it. Quick swaps, so you're going to be very limited. So it looks like going to the DEXs. So still kind of a lottery ticket, but I'm probably going to get out of this one. I can't swear to my average price, but it should be somewhere right around where it is, around 8. So I'm looking for another pump up through here. Anywhere from this 10 cent or 1 cent area up to 1.3, 1.4. There are some other targets. It may reach these. It might do it, and they would be great profits. But with the things going on, and I'm just not feeling as confident about this one for a long-term hold. But if it was any other thing I was playing at, I would be fine with this chart, to be honest with you. And that looks like a possible bull trap or a bear trap there. Extend these little guys out. very crazy about how that lays out, but still, in a kind of a falling train. I mean, I'm cool with the pattern. I'm not digging the fundamentals right now. That and the fact I don't think there's any active development on it on GitHub too, so that plays a lot into my decision here. And MexC starting to take a little bit of a nosedive there. Right now, I'm looking more at preserving capital and a little bit more in risk management, and I think this one's starting to tip my risk boxes fundamentally. Pet moves similar to AGIX. Yes, it does. XDB is finally looking like my school admission number. Man, that one's had a rough way to go. Am I seeing bearish divergence on Bitcoin daily, or am I on crack? You can do both. You don't have to be one or the other. I mean, statistically speaking. Let's take a look at Bitcoin daily. Let's take a look at Bitcoin daily. Worked that time. And you said on the daily. On the daily. For bearish divergence, okay. It may depend on what candles you're using. Now on mine, I've got basically price going up. Let me get rid of that line. It's in my way. I got basically price slightly going up. The trick to it, whichever candles you use, is to go from the candle bodies versus the wicks. The wicks, especially if you're using RSI, because it's measured by the candle bodies, and that's going more down. This was something else I was doing there. So yes, there is a very small amount of actual bullish divergence. The angles are very slight at the moment. Let me take a look at your regular candles. Regular candles, it's almost negative. It's still there. It's very, very, very slight on the other ones. On the Hikinashi, it's just a little bit more pronounced. And I'd say that has a lot to do, it's helping us to stay sideways a little bit. I don't know that that's enough at this point in time to drag us down. I think it's still maturing. And if this is a strong move out of Bitcoin, like what we've seen before, like especially over here, we may see that, 2 to 3 times too. We may get something really, really similar to what we saw over here. I mean, to me, they're very, very similar. I bet you could almost take a fractal. Let's do some fractal magic. Do I remember how to take a fractal? Where were you hiding, Mr. Fractal? That's not you. I think you're here. Fractal magic. Made delicious. Let's get it all. Just know what happens after we get that pump. If we shrink you down, it does exactly what we needed to do. It gets up here around 32, breaks out of that little area that we need, and then comes back, which would not surprise me a bit for a retest.
It's sorcery, I tell you, it's sorcery.
You know, I'm not big on fractals, but I want to hang on to that one. Just to see. I want to park it. Where am I going to park it? Right over here, so it will make my chart even look more clean and neat. But it was after that third hump that we finally, hey Moon Boys. And I'd also be looking for something like this too. where you're following that bottom trend or whatever, and then we lose it, and then it becomes resistance. That's your bearish retest of whatever trend line it is. So I think we're just kind of working this stuff out. I think we're just getting started. But good eye. Miss Wilson beginning maybe touch. I don't think we did. I don't think. Okay, I don't need the intervention. I think I saw a head and shoulders on the daily chart of XRP. Really? Strega says he needs a good inter-vacation. I need a vacation. I mean, an actual real vacation. Time off is... Give me time off and I'll just sit here and do this stuff all day. But I probably need to get out and actually do some stuff. Let's take a look at XRP. I have not looked at that one in a minute. I got my little bag just sitting there waiting. I was able to add a little bit to it. I think I came out with that 600 or something that I peeled off my KuCoin account at the Road Dog version. So I just put it on there and let it did the little margin thing and built a bag. Why is this not moving, man? Come on, give me XRP, man. Let's go Binance. Binance got it. And you said head and shoulders on the daily. Let me flip the regular candles because you guys might be using those. Sometimes my Hakinashis look a little different, even though I trust them more. I just not seeing it on the Christmas tree candles. I guess I head and shoulders on the daily chart. XRP, I'm on XRP daily. Oh, I think I see what you're talking about. That little. Well, I think I just have a different way of looking at things now. The biggest thing you gotta look for is a neckline. So that would be this guy. So it looks like it does that. Now, ideally, you would start here, but okay. So I let that pass. I played them a lot where we've cut into like a move or something like that. So technically, I think you're correct. The only thing that I'm a little strict on is that when I see them, for them to play out like like you expect them to play out, you want this shoulder to be lower than this one, and those play out really good. So you're kind of textbook head and shoulders. This one's lower than this one right here, and you got a solid neckline. When they start getting slanted, it affects them, and then sometimes you're easier just going by the pattern, just going by the trend lines, and if you play the triangles, I mean, you get the same effect really. So you've got an upward megaphone that broke to the downside, currently retesting. That's a little bit easier for me to see than a head and shoulders that's kind of looks more like looks like an octopus with legs coming out to me when I see it. But when I put it like this, it makes more sense that it's probably retesting here and probably still 52% chance it breaks to the downside. It's already broke to the downside, so it's got a chance to get back in there. If it pulls that off, it's a good move, but most cases it will fall from there, which kind of sucks because this was one of those. I'm just gonna quit drawing those. It's a curse. They're not meant to be like your straight trend lines, your linear trend lines. They're not that dependable, but good just to give you an overall sense of the rounding. And we're probably still within a parabola. That's why we can cheat and do this kind of thing. That's why I don't trust them as much. Just use them as general. You make that thing touch wherever you want. So let's look at our indicators and a higher time frame, and well, the indicators are looking good. And on the daily, wow, aren't you in a tricky situation here? 4 hours kind of rough, which doesn't look very positive to regain that or break back into it. But the daily, which is more important, take a look at the weekly. Weekly looks freaking exhausted. Oh, and we got this thing going on, right? Big spike, and then we come back and bottom just a little bit higher. Is that like an 886 or something? Yep, 886 level right there. We may be okay. That's a good bottom area. And it looked like it found a bottom there. It looks like a head and shoulders there, doesn't it? And I guess you could even make the argument that there might even be a neckline. The only problem is that head and shoulders are, this type of head and shoulders are only accurate. You look for them on tops. But I see analysis. I've seen analysts several times on YouTube point out head and shoulders on bottoms, and like, I mean, give them $99 a month and they'll teach you all kinds of neat little tricks like that. I do not agree. So that was the right one. And let's go back to it. So yeah, I'd be cool with looking at it like that. And even still, you can always still zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Back up on the 3-day or the weekly. And I mean, it does have that roundiness, so it does have a good chance for that to continue. But an overall pattern that I would be looking at that would rule them all for where it is right now would just be this upward channel. So this has got the overall say for what's going to happen. All the little patterns we find in between are just relative to whatever time frame or whatever section that we're at that point. At that point, when we zoom out, and we could probably zoom out more and find one that trumps that one. And that looks like it would be that falling wedge. I mean, to get rid of this Fibonacci so we can see this. But if you really zoom out, you still see this greater rounding, and that actually may make a little bit more sense. But that, I mean, that goes back years. But that is what a rounding bottom looks like. You know, we'll have a price came in from somewhere else because it was before 18. That's just when they got it here on Binance. This is when Binance started. So price had come down, and we're kind of making a double bottom here, and then we can double whatever we did from here. That would go to like the $4, but that's over a lot of time. Apparently, a lot of legal actions. So we're outside of the bigger one. So the one that we're in now, yeah, this rising channel. And you can probably draw that trend line all the way back to here and touch there. So that's a very firm support. And we can go horizontal level by horizontal level. There's a support resistance flip area right there. And looks like we're just kind of on a weird one right there. That little chunk right here, it was resistance, and now we're testing it as support. What is that? 40, right at 47 cents. So zoom out to the weekly, just kind of give me a better feel for what's going on the daily, and then it makes the daily look better to me. Even though it did this bearish break to the downside of this pattern, like it does 52% of the time. These wicks here are showing me is catching support. It didn't even make it down to the 200 moving average. So to me, that's a good sign. It just depends on if we get rejected here. And this is going to be the crucial tell-all because we got all these points of resistance right here. It's kind of a make or break at 48.5. And so then now we come to the smaller time frames to get more details on that idea. And I don't like cutting through candled bodies, but this line has the most touches. If I do it this way, that line actually makes sense for this segment anyway. Huh. I was hoping we'd be in a falling wedge, but it looks a bit more like a... And there's other different ways to look at that too. But the thing is, we broke over that area. The biggest thing I've got, we just got to break back into this. If we do that, you'll see a very bullish move. And if we continue being rejected here at this trend line and this 200 on the 4 hour, then we can start looking at 42, 38, something like that. We'll have to kind of cancel out this parabola. And the 4 hour has no steam, but I'm really curious about the daily. The daily looks like it wants to do something, so that's when I want to just kind of zoom in right now. Because we're kind of on the fence, and the daily looks like it really wants to try to do something. The daily indicators, I mean, they look good. The VWAP's starting to round out a little bit, but, you know, it can do that. RSI... I mean, we got a break. You can chart this too. We got a breakout on our RSI level, so, and we're above the daily says we're getting ready to do something. So I would keep an eye on XRP for the chance. And this is not something that happens a lot unless they're, you know, trying to wipe people out and get all their XRP, pull a fast one on them and do the bear trap. Because that's what it's starting to look like it could be by the daily. Daily says it could do that. So, for anybody in XRP that's trading it, I mean, if we get rejected back up here again, it could be a short opportunity. But if we get back in that pattern, maybe long. And daily makes me think it's got a shot to do it. It's kind of weird on this time frame because it's not, you know, we bounced out of a green cloud, came back in through a red, bounced out, came back in. It's doing some weird things on the clouds there on the daily. On the 4 hour, it's right where it needs to be to get another boost to the upside. So 4 hour, the telltale's at 49.9. So if we can't break 50 cents, then we might have a problem, but I think it's going to break 50 cents. Am I seeing green flash? Did you eat a gummy? As soon as it comes back to 38, then we will get a new sayin XRP case to be resolved any day and then start all over. Very true. Very true. Yeah, this stuff's got to get relisted on exchanges, and that I think is where we're really going to start seeing the numbers get better. And then I want to see its real life use case, because it's obviously not for us anyway. It's supposed to be for the bankers anyway, right? For the big monies and institutions. I mean, it's not like it's a grassroots coin like Bitcoin or anything on our side. It's a little corporate, so to speak. It has that corporate vibe to it. But I ain't stupid. I got me some. So, and I've just been sitting on it. Still looking at AZERO. Still working on this guy. I moved mine from KuCoin over to MexC. I actually don't like what I'm seeing here on the 12 hour. That looks That's a bearish retest right there. Are we coming back down to 81 cents again? Weekly looks good. Weekly looks like it wants to do something. At least on the indicators down here, they look in a good position to start going to the upside. There's some strong wicks there, but man, we're under the 9 on the weekly. So I don't like that. Daily's not turning me on that much either with this bearish retest idea. So I've got to keep an eye on that. We did retest off. We got rejected there, clearly. Come back down, but now we found support on the 21. So are you going to lose that? You lose it, we're definitely coming down, but this 50 is just hot on its trail. So the 50 can come down, and if we get a cross up, something like that, 9 crossing that, and that's maybe some turnaround time, and this was just a bigger bear trap. Could be what we're looking at, or we could just be looking at, hey, that was rejection, it's time to go down. This little tricky. Here on the 4 hour, AZERO, I've met women that aren't as complicated as to figure out as you are right now, man. My gosh. We got the 50 moving averages trailing under the 200, just flirting to say, I'm about to touch you. I'm going to touch you. I'm not touching you. I'm going to touch you. Just right there. Now, when you put the strength on, I put a lot of weight on how the angles that they cross. So this is not going to be a sharp cross. It doesn't look like it's going to be at a good angle, or a sharp angle, because that has a lot to do with how they move. So shallow angles usually lead to shallow price results or price action. But still, that should be a bullish sign for it to cross. It's bearish that we're under it. The moving averages just look rough right now on the 4 hour, but it's trying. It wouldn't take a lot for this to go south. I see a bigger probability for this one to come south. And it definitely is toppy right there. I'd say the best shot it's got going for it is the falling wedge that it's in. Kinda. I mean, really, you zoom out and look at the bigger pattern, and then you got more of a, you really got that, which broke to the downside. So from this instance, you have to go here. This is your secondary one. So yeah, technically we are in a falling wedge at the moment, which should be bullish. You got some bullish signs, you got some bearish signs on this one, but the biggest thing, man, is that's a retest, dude. The traditional, I mean, your standard TA tells you retest, we're coming down, and your first target would be to the end of this wick right here, right at 82 cents. So as much as there's some hopeful indicators there, I mean, is it hope or is it just blowing smoke? You know, I'm going with the TA on that. It says we're coming down 82. How do you think FedNow payment system will affect ISO 20022 coin? Seeing FedNow is ISO 2022. I do not know. I'm curious. But I got exposure to that because, I mean, there's going to be some interaction. I just don't know how all that stuff works. I mean, I know they're on the same wavelength, the same, whatever, protocol, connection or whatever, the ISO thing. I'm curious. Here's what I know. Unless it's like a deep, dark project, the federal government sucks at doing anything. So unless it's part of the military-industrial complex, they're not very competent at doing much of anything. So if you put them in charge of servers and a blockchain of their own, or even with their own little private thing, it's blockchain related somehow. Maybe private, I think. It's the Fed, man. That side of the Fed is just totally incompetent at whatever they do. But those military guys, those DARPA guys, those Air Force people, them Space Force people, those are the ones you gotta watch out for. They know some shit. Clearly these buttons are just not in a good order.
Come on.
Oh crap. Yeah.
You freaky dog.
Okay. Well, we just started the music all over again. This is actually going to be my outro song.
Every word that comes out is a lie. Make it look like it's so
But you know, it's actually getting close to the outro time, so
finish line.
we get to hear it more than once.
If you gotta know the truth was gonna let you go. You was fine, never
I'm curious about this one. There's several ways you can look at that as a bear flag, and so as a bearish retest. So AZERO. Oh yeah, I guess I'm looking for some better places to add you into my bag, because
secrets you was really was but
that is going to be one of my long-term holds.
bullets. Hit no bullets. That's your wife, you know your
MexC still in that upward channel. Trill's trying to see what we're going to do there. Zen has been on a tear. We talked about Zen.
habits.
Clearly not on this chart though. Zen, I picked up a little bit more Zen when it got down to these yummy prices here. Grayscale was big on this one. That's actually what turned me on to it first. Like a dog. You're a dog.
So I'm just gonna be away for 1 hour. Please don't break anything.
And I'm going to chew up all your pillows.
And I might have a surprise for you.
So very crucial that we get above this zone. We've kind of made it partially there. We just, man, get above this 200 moving average. That's the easiest way to put it. We got to get above that on the daily to be bullish, period. But it has been, got to break out of this falling wedge. We like those falling wedges now. And on the 4 hour, this thing looks ready to bang. Oh my gosh. First thing I would do is just, take a trend line right there. That'd be my line in the sand. And if I were playing this, just jumping in, stops under that trend line if we're doing a trade. So it looks like it flagged out and broke out. Probably see it on a smaller time frame. Oh, that's not really a great flag though. I mean, yeah, maybe, kind of, sort of. There we go. That's kind of weird, symmetrical triangle. If you broke it to the upside of a symmetrical triangle, should I trust you? What? I don't trust symmetrical triangles as far as I can throw them. I've never met a symmetrical triangle I liked.
Fool around someone, 'cause don't you wanna have fun?
I would shoot for these targets though at 1053,
You wanna have some fun?
1099 and 1164. Juicy. That's a 4, not a 7. Joe. Oh man, I lost my chat again. Where'd you guys go? What happened to you guys? What happened to my screen? Let's bring you guys over here. Should be a way I can set this little guy kind of over here. Shouldn't there? Well, now I got that banner to deal with.
Nothing weighs me down. I can't believe my luck right now. Red eyes while he said, don't you wanna have fun? Fool around with
I need to play with that. Now I can't read it because it's... Pepe 2.0 is looking positive. And here says Zen. Hey, we haven't looked at Pepe 2.0. Do I have to go to the Funky Dex tools or anything? Or they got it? Hey, they got Pepe 2 here. Oh, MexC.
needs a job to pay the rent is busy. Gotta feel free sometimes, but what doesn't make you will only make you stronger if you believe.
Oh, she's a moving. She's a moving right now.
That another day she would have wished to stay, but they're done. Red eyes while he shut.
Let's map you out, baby. What you doing? No, we got volume here. Weird. Oh, and then you did this little number. I think we got it there. I think we got it. Oh, you suck on that, man. Dang it, Pepe, tell you what the hell are you doing? There's a flip there, that counts. That's the best I can get this channel. I don't like the touches. I'm not really a fan of that. But I would target that area. Don't get me wrong. I would look on my fibs probably for this move here. Down to there. And we're at the 236 now. 382 comes up to my level for that. I think you can go higher. Well, Pepe 2.0 looks like it might be a little hot right now. Hour looks good. What does a 15 minute look like? It's a little toppy on the 15. Although the moving averages look good. Just got the 9 to cross over the 200 on that. Oh, this thing's getting ready to do some stuff. Pepe 2.0, huh? I will not FOMO. I will not FOMO into this. I will not. I'm not going to do it. Not gonna do it. I'm just not gonna do it this time. I wanna do it. I wanna do it bad. But I'm not gonna do it. I wanna exercise self-control. And then I'm probably gonna do it. Now I think I'm good on this one. That target looks good at all those zeros in 47.13. Oh crap, what happened there? Hey man. That's stripper music. And then all those zeros in 57.23 and then 66.32s are 618. Always a juicy target there, in my opinion. So, wow. Pepe, man, get past this area. Flip it for support, then good chance to make 25, 50, and 80%. But you got to see that flip. So for you conservative degens out there, if that is a real thing, you would wait for the price to come up, do what it's going to do, and then come back and bang on this area right here at 36. Hey, those are some good, those are some flat measurements. Throw a 24 in the middle and you got some nice measurements. 36. They're going to think you're sexist. You keep talking that way. I'm just very appreciative. So, something like that happened. That would actually be a nice little entry to target there. But you know how degens are. You know how we are. See a green candle, jump in, take that risk, watch it go down. Oh, because we might have missed something. Now that would be the smartest play right here, and it looks like it's got a good chance of doing it. It looks good. Wow. Pepe 2.0. I guess we're getting another meme season on the way here. I lost my chat again. You guys keep running off somewhere. I'm starting to take that a little personal now. Striker says, I've already done it. Where should I jump out at? Okay, I think we saw that. Looks like the volume's going up. Need a floating emoji on your channel. I think that. Oh, let's do zoom out. We're on a smaller time frame here. Gosh, I got nothing on my indicators down here. That's crazy. I mean, this thing is really, really new, right? Did it really just come out like just a few days ago, or does MexC just caught on to it a few days ago? I mean, even zooming out. Well, poor Pepe. He just got left behind then. I'm a little concerned about rising volume and falling, or rising price and falling volume. But that looks like a nice falling wedge there. So that's a 4 hour, 2 hour, and moving averages on 2 hour look banging. Especially if that 9 crosses that 21 like it looks like it's trying to do. Don't see why it wouldn't. Unless we get rejected here, but nothing's going to reject us here other than this previous price. What we had rejecting us over here is that we were under the 9, so we were bouncing between it and that level. We don't have that now, so maybe I think we're looking good. I guess we are going to have to chart all this on the 15. Looks like. Okay. Oh, dude, you got all kinds of good places to take profit. I mean, technically, if you're playing the overall pattern, and I mean that's not even the greatest trend line. It's hard to get a solid trend line on that. But in general, that still does match up, coming back to these same areas where the trend line is coming from and matching up with 9406. And that's just a run-of-the-mill moving measure move there, 155%. This area here will be tricky, and you got a target just right below it, so that one should be great. Just right at 7, all those zeros and 70. That would be. So that looks like to be a nice zone, and I think that was the 618. But let's go ahead and let's take a whole move from this one right there. And what is that coming in at? That's coming in at 80.27. I like that. I like that one a lot as a good target for it. Color of that one yellow, so I know what it is. The top one we had red comes in at 786. That would be your next one. And I doubt you're doing this for a longer term hold. That would be kind of, it could happen, but 14, 16, 18. What would you do? What would you do if you went all the way up there? That's 300, 374. 424, I thought it was 420 for a minute. 422. But it's got nice short-term potential. Hey, good job, man. If you're going to degen, do degen right. Looks like you degened it right. You can't become a master degen unless you got a degen to be a master degen. Uh-oh, meme season, market tops. Uh-oh. Oh, gosh. Says, yeah, it was looking between 5 and 7. Yeah, I think that looks good. You might have no choice. All right, guys, the time is now 12:09, so I'm trying to keep these within that 1 hour. Well, I'm glad I wasn't on camera because I just slapped the crap out of it. Call this one a night, and nothing real fancy to leave you guys with, but just that cool song. I appreciate you guys for being here. Looked at quite a few projects tonight, and by all means, always happy to look at what you guys are into and check out the trades. I've got nothing really interesting right now. I'm just consolidating. Oh, lost my girls. But guys, thank you so much for hanging out, spending your time with me on this Saturday night.
Hitting that like button. I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
And as soon as I figure out these buttons, I want to pop on the metaverse with the dancing girl because somehow she knows how to get there. Hey, I'm gonna play this little dog song. That was the wrong button too. And now nothing's happening. Guys, have a good night. Thank you so much. I lost the chat again. Your chat. There we go. Found it. Good night, everybody.
Every word that comes out is a lie. Make it look like it's so ice. You won't make it to the finish line. But if you gotta know the truth was gonna let you go. You was fine, never mind, unpredictable. Fade eye off the ground, you ain't no one. You a star, blow it out like supernova. In the nighttime, hit my hotline. Sharing secrets, you was really was part your life. Basic bullets, get no bullets. Does your wifey know you're begging for my notice? Promise you're the same, running for the meds. Show you like my vibe, pass my candy on my wrist. Bad habits, little rabbit. Now sit down, you can have it. I see that when you walk my way. Nice big head, come and play with me. Freaky dog. Got a whole lot of love for my dog. I see that when you walk my way. Nice big head, come and play with me. Freaky dog. Now show how freaky you are.
So I'm just gonna be away for 1 hour. Please don't break anything. And I might have a surprise for you.
Give me a miracle. I need a syllable. Talking about big cash, that's the minimum. I'm done with this trash. Taught to be critical. Show me your mental state before we get physical. Pour some water in your cup, let it drip, drip, drip. Now look straight into my eyes and you sip, sip, sip. It's about time that you shine. Take off that leash so that we can have some fun. I see